Hello Aquarius, thank you very much for tuning in to your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Nalima Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reish. Reish is R-E-I-S-T-H. Alright, we're going to do a relationship first, singles second, and oracle cards come out where needed. Oh. Stop. No, don't do that. Don't leave it there. Okay. This card is where I'm starting with your partner for some reason. When they even start this situation, whatever they're dealing with, they feel very burdened. They feel very... I feel like they're having a hard time communicating with you. Something isn't right on your partner's side, and I feel like they're having a hard time communicating with you. Their challenge card is the Nine of Pentacles. To them, things seem to be going fairly well, or as well as expected, for whatever that means. And they don't want to bring any more problems towards you. They don't seem to be wanting to do that. They don't feel like that's the right thing to do, but they are stressed. I feel like they're stressed about the relationship. But things seem to be okay, and things seem to be stable if they don't say anything. I feel like that's why this is the challenge card. Like, they're viewing it like things are happier, things are better if they don't say anything. I don't feel like that's the truth. I don't feel like they're seeing that clearly. I think that's a bad way to handle this. It's always easier to see things third party, though, not for nothing. You, on the other hand, things seem to be fine. You're not seeing any problems. You got the Success card here, the Six of Wands. You've got the Star card here for where you're standing. You're very hopeful, very like, we're going good places. Things are going well. Let's keep going. You're not seeing any problems. And your challenge card, I'm noticing, is the Hermit card, which is telling me maybe you need to look a little deeper, but you're not having, nothing is prompting you to look deeper. So for that reason, you're not. And that's why this is the challenge card. Like, I feel like there's little cues that your partner's giving off that you're pretty well tuned into, that you realize something isn't right here. But you're like, everything is good, so why challenge it? That's why the Hermit's your challenge card. Like, I feel like those cues are being let off by your partner. Like, they're giving cues. Like, you know something isn't completely on point. But things are good right now, so you're just kind of like, I don't really want to upset the apple cart for no good reason. That's again why this is your challenge card. There's something deeper going on here that I feel like you need to be aware of. Your partner doesn't seem comfortable. They seem very burdened. They're not happy, but they feel like if they don't bring it forward, things will go better. And they got the Fool card here. While you're going through this Six of Wands, where you feel like everything is great, they have the Fool card. Like, if I just, it'll pass. It'll be fine. We're doing well. My partner, the Aquarian, is happy. Like, the situation is good between us. Why make it an issue? It'll be fine. I'll just let it kind of air out on its own. Things will just progress. It'll pass. It'll pass. That seems to be their attitude towards it. It'll pass. And they're taking more of a passive role with the Page of Swords. Whatever it is that's stressing them out, they seem to be more in the observant role. Just observing how things are going forward. Kind of like, maybe I'll get an opportunity if I just wait long enough to either deal with it or just kind of move on from it. But they're taking, like, when I'm getting the Page of Swords, I'm getting more of a passive role in, like, absorbing or maybe talking more coded. I feel like there might be a little bit of a gossip feel here. And I know that happens with this card once in a while. I don't usually connect with it that way. There might be more of a little gossipy, just talking to other people, just kind of like finding out things from other sources rather than coming directly to you. I feel like that's a bad idea, but I feel like that could be happening. This is in their spiritual position. Like, instead of going directly to the source, they're going around other ways and just taking a passive role to the situation. Meanwhile, they're stressed at the same time. I don't feel like that's a good thing. I feel like that's setting it up for a problem. All right. As it keeps going forward, and I see why we got that. There, I feel like your partner's talking to other people and it's coming back to you. It is. But I feel 2 cards popping in here, 3 actually. 7 of Wands. It's kind of like you're looking at it like, I'm not going to bite. If my partner needs to say something, they need to come directly towards me. I'm not going to play this game. You're hearing things around the way. Your partner's asking questions, little things here, little things there. I'm not playing. If they have something to say, they're going to have to come directly towards me. I'm not going to play this way. I'm not going to do it. You're kind of holding the line that way. I'm not playing. I'm not going to do it. This card also is here at this time. The Devil card with the Harvest. I don't feel like you're impressed with how this is coming toward you. And you're kind of waiting for your moment. The Harvest is there with the Devil card, like, just waiting for you to come towards me because I don't think that was cool that you did that. I don't like how you went around the way like that. You should have came to me directly. I really feel that here. But the Harvest is kind of like, I feel like you're waiting for your harvest because it's down here. It's a little like, I feel like you're waiting for the moment. You're waiting for the harvest. You're holding to the side, but you're ready to blast your partner. You're not happy. You're like, no, that's not how you do those things. That's not right. You should have came to me directly. I'm your partner. This should not be coming to me around the way. I don't feel like that's going well at all. I don't feel like you like that at all. I feel like you're very angry. This is in the future, of course. I get that. Like, nope. Your partner seems to be catching on to the cues, though. They're just kind of like, oh boy. I'm not going to open that door. I feel that energy here. I'm not opening that door. Probably should have shut my mouth. Or part of them might be like, well, I don't think I said anything that bad. But the way you're responding, like they know you've heard something and you're like, they're kind of like, I don't know what came across. I didn't think I said anything that bad. But they know you're not happy. They know. There's clear cues that you're not cool. You're not happy with what's going on. They're kind of like, I'm not going to open that door. The Five of Pentacles, though, is kind of like they're feeling a little nervous. They're feeling on the outside of the situation. They don't know exactly what you've heard, but they don't have the guts to open the door either. They're kind of like, oh, I don't feel like they're going to open that door. I don't feel like they want to. Where does this go? They just seem to be the Death card, and I feel like they're saying this is what helps. They're just dropping the whole issue. They went about it the wrong way. They're realizing they did. They seem to see you as not really happy about the whole situation. They seem to be very connected to that. The Death card is telling me they're just dropping the whole situation altogether. Whatever it is they're unhappy about, they're just kind of like, they're doing what they have to do to handle it on their own, and they're just letting it go. They're acting like it's better than it is with the glamour, and they got the peaceful resolution. The best way for them, they feel, to handle it is just to let it go, act like it's better than it really is, and just drop it. They're going to have to either fix it on their own or just get over it altogether. What's helping you is the Two of Pentacles. You know what the problem is at this point. Whatever the stress is for your partner at this point, you know what it is. And the Two of Pentacles, what makes things better for you, is I feel like you're balancing out the situation your own way. So if there's something your partner needs help with to move on from, you're setting things up so they can just take over without you actually talking to them, whatever that means. That's very interesting. Because I feel like you don't want to talk about it. You're just kind of like, you know what, you couldn't come towards me directly before, so I'll make the decision and set everything up for you to just carry out what I've decided for you. And that's the Two of Pentacles. Like, you're balancing out, you're making the decision. And you're just setting it up where they don't even have to talk to you about it. It's all right there. You just put it all online. There it is. It doesn't even need to be a conversation. What you've put in front of them is what they're going to have to do. Which is also bringing death to the situation on their side, because there's nothing to talk out now. You set it right up with the answer. I feel like that's very interesting how that's ending. Because at this point, you know what the problem is. You're not happy with how it came around to you. They didn't come to you directly, so you're like, you know what? You don't want to come to me directly? I'll make that decision. I'll set it all up. That's the only way you can go now. There you go. I don't feel like you're happy about it. I don't feel like you're happy about it, but you're just kind of like there. And that's that. And they seem to be, they're going right for it. They're like, yep, the death card is here. They're like, all right, that's a solution. It's either that or fight it out. I don't want to fight it out. So that's ending it. That's ending the situation. I feel like that's ending the situation. They don't really like the resolution, but they're acting like they do because they want the peace. They're realizing the way they handled this was not the best. I don't feel like they really did say anything that bad, but the way it came back to you didn't sound the best. Especially with that devil card, I feel like there's a misconception about what really happened, but the fact that your partner was talking to other people instead of coming directly to you, that does burn your butt a little bit. So you're just kind of like, it does work out, but that seems to be how that works out. I feel like a big piece of this is your partner. I don't feel like they did anything in the sense of like, I don't feel them saying anything malicious towards you. But I feel like the way when it comes back, it just does not have a good feeling. However it comes back, you're not impressed. So you're going to make the decision, and I feel like you're okay with that due to how it is. I also feel like this maybe works out fine. I don't feel like this is a problem. I just feel like you knowing a little bit more of the ins and outs might help. All right, let's let that be for what that is. Let's go on to Aquarius singles. What do we have for Aquarius singles? Single Aquarians. What do we have for single Aquarians? The truth about what's really happening. The empowerment for them to see what the truth is so they can do what they want with it. Empowering truth for Aquarians, for the single Aquarian. Five of Swords. Okay. Let me do these cards before I forget them, because I will forget them if I just start reading. I do feel like there's something we need to come out from this. Maybe just one or two cards, but... Well, three. There we go with my big mouth. I do feel the Five of Swords. That's like the fruitless wind. At the top, you have the Magician. So I do feel with this situation, you're kind of manifesting what you want, but when all said and done at the end of the day, you got technically what you wanted, but you didn't win anything. It's kind of like going to the fair, playing the game, winning the game, but you didn't want the prize. You got like a goldfish in a bowl. The goldfish is just like, woo, goldfish. Like, it's just kind of like it really wasn't worth it. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Someone does have interest in you. They have the Page of Cups. So there is interest towards you. Romantic? Yes, but in the very beginning stages. This person seems to have a lot of responsibilities. They seem very responsible. They got a lot going on is what I'm getting. For some of you, this person has a lot of money. There's a little bit of clout sometimes with that card for me. With these two together, I do feel like for a lot of you, there's a person with money, some type of clout, but at the very least, they have a lot of responsibilities. So it might just be hitting in that sense, like this person has a lot of responsibilities. And I feel you coming forward, and I feel like this person does want to give you some of their time. They got the Six of Pentacles down here at the bottom. They do want to give you some of their time. I feel like you've convinced them to do this. Because you're thinking the way this person moves through life, this can be a very comfortable, joyful connection. You're seeing the interest they have towards you. You have interest towards them. This could be a very good connection. You've convinced them to make some time for you. That's how that feels. I think we're good with that. Good. Now, as this happens, they seem to make some time for you. However that goes, that's fine. But you're coming in with the Three of Wands, the Four of Pentacles. I feel like this person seems distracted. They've got a lot going on. It feels like they're constantly, whatever is going on, however they're carving out some time for you, they're distracted. It feels like they're constantly distracted to me. They're handling this, they're handling that. But like, I feel like they're spending time with you, they're showing you attention, but they're also like making sure other things are working out at the same time. I feel like this is one of those people that they have to keep an eye on everything, because if they let something go an hour or two, things could go wrong, in their opinion. So they have to keep an eye on things. They have to keep their finger on the pulse, if you will. I don't feel like you like this so much, especially with that Three of Wands. I feel like they're distracted. Their mind is other places. I don't feel like you like that. Like, I understand why you wouldn't. That makes clear sense to me. But you're kind of like, I don't know. That's weird for that Three of Wands to come in that way. But I feel like their mind is other places. Their mind is traveling to these other things they have to do. This is something they're very rooted in. The Four of Pentacles is like they will not do it a different way. They can't just turn off the phone for a night. They cannot do that. Well, they will not do that. It's one of those things. They can't step away fully for a night. I feel like that's one of those things. Now, as we go into the future here, I'm getting this with you. The Seven of Swords is where you're standing. You don't like that energy. I feel like you might have seen this person 2 or 3 times, possibly. You know, maybe. Depends on how you feel about it. Hoping like, well, maybe it was just that day. Maybe it was just the situation for that moment. And you're hoping things are going to turn around. I don't think they are. I got 4 cards coming in. The Nine of Swords, which is usually regret or some type of sadness, sorrow. The Glamour, acting like you like the situation better than you do. You want a peaceful resolution with this person. But the last card is also the Harvest. Like, I feel like you're kind of like, this is gone as far as I'm going to go with it. Because you're kind of like, I feel like the sorrow is kind of like, almost like you're feeling like you're playing second fiddle to other situations. This person you're interested in, their mind is always off, traveling all different places. I feel like their mind is traveling here and there. Got to do this. Got to think about that. Got to get planned for this. Got to make sure I keep my pulse on the situations. And you're kind of like, you're not feeling like this is for you. You're like, you know what? I probably shouldn't have pushed this so much. I didn't realize, you know, the effort I was making to get this person to give me a chance, to give this a shot. Just like that was probably a heads up that this wasn't going to go anywhere because they're so pulled in other directions. I do feel like this is as far as it's going to go. You're acting like it's okay, that you're happy, you want a peaceful resolution. There's no hard feelings, but I feel like that's the Harvest. Like you're kind of like, I don't think this is going to work, and you're moving on. Again, you got what you wanted, but it's kind of like it's a fruitless win. It just didn't work, and there's nothing you seem to be able to do with it. I do see the communication continues after that moment. I feel like this person is contacting you still. There's still some communication between the two of you. I'm getting the Knight of Swords with the King of Swords. But I feel like the Knight of Swords is first. Like, I feel like the other person is still communicating towards you. Like, you know what? I think we should still keep going. I think we should see how far this can go. That's when your King of Swords trumps the Knight of Swords. And you just say, you know what? I just don't think this is going to work for me. A peaceful resolution. I still feel like it's still a peaceful resolution, but I feel like you're kind of stopping the train, because after that you got the Chariot card. You're moving on to other things. You're completely out. You're completely not going to go forward with this. You've made that clear as the King of Swords. This is where I stand. You may have even explained why. You may have even explained why, depending if you decide that's necessary or not. And then the Chariot is, I feel like that you completely, like 100%, we're done. I'm moving on. If you have any contact with this person afterwards, it's because you have to. Like you connected by work or some other connection like that where you have to connect with them. Otherwise, you're done. And you're moving on. I think that's it. I think we've solved it. Okay, we're good here. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.